2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Downtown San Antonio, Texas. This bridge spans the Riverwalk, not too far from our location tonight. This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, Aaron Gordon is progressing as a shooter. He said, what I've done is connected my three, my pull-up, and my free throw. They're all the same shot now. I'm going to keep trusting my skill, and eventually it'll all come together. With my motor, I feel like whatever I'm doing out there, I can just keep going and going. Kevin?
Tremendous athleticism. Thanks, D.A. Here's a look at the schedule for the Magic. On Saturday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs. And then on Monday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Fultz, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. And for San Antonio, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Murray out there with White, and it's DeRozan in at the 3. On opening night, Clark, both teams would love to start off, obviously, on a winning note.
Without question. I mean, setting that winning tone, gaining that confidence that comes from winning, and they all count. Wins today are just as important as wins that you get in March and April.
Now, here's DeRozan. Pass to Murray. That shot misses. Great D that time from Vucevic. Here's Orlando now. To the left wing. Isaac kicks to Fultz. Pass to Vucevic. Lets it go from deep. No good on the shot. And the Spurs going the other way now.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, one apiece.
Yeah, this is really tight. I mean, it's splitting hairs when you talk about these teams. You get the feeling if they play 10 games, each side would win 5.
Now, here's Fultz. Following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge. Poked loose. Pass to Murray. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And it's blocked by Gordon.
At the defensive end, Gordon is very accomplished. I mean, he gets off the ground quickly and is an excellent shot blocker as a result.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set. Well, you know, he's still listed at 6'10", but when you see him standing next to teammates, guys, Jonathan Isaac is clearly taller. By the time he's done growing, he's projected to be a 7-footer or north of that.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. Rudy Gay's checked in for the Spurs. Bryn Forbes comes in for White. Terrence Ross is checked in for the Magic. A minute 20 left here in the opening quarter. And Isaac doesn't want that 7-footer label, something we've seen before with the guys like Garnett and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I agree. There are a couple of things that go into that when you talk about guys not wanting to be listed at 7 feet. He grew up playing on the perimeter and still has an attachment to that part of his game. And then I think there's also the feeling if you're listed at 7 feet, you're going to get stuck inside. But even more than that, folks tend to look at you differently when you're a 7-footer because you appear to be out of the norm in a major way.
4 on the shot clock. Here's DeRozan. Rebound by the Magic.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And it's Murray with the jam.
Boy, nice job that time, guys, from Forbes, spotting the wide-open man and dropping the dime.
And it's Fultz with the ball for Orlando. Outside Fournier. And there's the pass to Vucevic. Over Aldridge. Vucevic with the bucket.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's Murray. An easy 2 points on the layup. Murray's got his second basket of the game. That's the end of the first, and both teams still warming up their offenses. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
You know, I think they're going to be happy with how they played here early on.
I agree with you. I mean, they hit the ground running, had a strong start to the game that they're hoping they can manage the rest of the way.
And the Spurs acquiring all-star DeMar DeRozan and Jakob Poeltl in exchange for Kawhi Leonard with one full season in the bag. How do you view that trade?
Well, I tell you what, I think it's going to work well both ways. Obviously, for Toronto, it was fantastic, but I like Poeltl. This guy has tremendous attributes and ability as a big guy. The Spurs, with no interest in a long rebuild, they'd rather retool on the fly, and I think they put themselves in position to be pretty good going forward.
And so in the game for the Magic, Al-Farouq Aminu is out there with Terrence Ross. And there's Mohamed Bamba. Then it's Carter Williams. And it's Augustine in at the guard position. The first free throw is good.
And you talk about the best defensive head coaches in the league. Steve Clifford has to be on that short list.
I would agree with you, partner. I mean, his teams play hard, they play smart, they play with discipline, and that usually is a reflection of the coach, and a good one.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Clark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve their rebounding?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And that one drops.
Such an impressive all-around player. Carroll is good at scoring in the painted area as well.
Pass to Ross. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Bamba trying to break free. No good from Ross.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
Carroll passes to Mills. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Mills has got the lead up to 3 now for the Spurs.
And they're very lucky to have the lead after that terrible shooting in the first quarter. But they've rounded into form here in the second and have brought that field goal percentage up.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son, Philip, was born in December. And then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball. I think he will." Kevin?
LDA, it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. Here's Lyles. Al-Farouq Aminu picking up that last basket. Bellinelli dishes to Carroll. Pass to Lyles. Trying his luck from deep. Aminu grabs the miss. Orlando trailing here.
Pick up the pace, get the 2 for 1 here.
That's the way to go. Be quick about it.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Augustine against Gay. Passes it to Aminu. Orlando moving the ball around. That puts them in the lead. Carter Williams has got his first points in this one.
Carter Williams is a wily, wiry athlete who finishes well through contact. There's little you can do short of fouling him to keep him from making these shots.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Magic lead by 1. And we'll be back right after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the... And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And it's Fultz with the ball for Orlando. They lead by 1.
And we talk about trying to manufacture points. The Magic a year ago were last in the league in free throw attempts.
And I think a part of that, guys, is they really don't have enough creators, facilitators, playmakers. You need guys who can break the defense down and then make plays for themselves or others, and that gets you to the foul line, but it also gets you easy baskets.
It's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Derek White is out there with DeJounte Murray. And it's DeRozan in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. Outside Fournier. Dishes it to Vucevic. No one near Fultz as he lets it go. That one misses.
Clearly out of sync to begin this half. 0 for their first 3 attempts.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. And it's White missing. The Magic have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Isaac with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Murray. Fultz looking around. Floats one up. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, I look at Fultz, and he has perennial all-star written all over him. A fantastic playmaker who's really got a ready-made skill set for the NBA.
The Magic shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
That free throw good from Fultz. And the number 1 pick in 2017, Markelle Fultz out of Washington, 6'4". Clark, do you think he's more of a point guard or a 2?
Well, you know, at Washington, Kevin, I thought he showed the ability to score and assist at a high level. Coming out of college, I thought he had a chance to be really dynamic in both areas. Time will tell if that's the case, but I think playing the point could take some of the pressure off of his shot as he regains confidence in that part of his game.
Here's White. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. 1:16 left here in the third quarter. From 10 feet out, another miss by Orlando. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now here's White, guarded by Fultz. Takes the 13-footer, and it's White missing.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Now here's Isaac. DeRozan defending. There's the pass to Fultz. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Fournier. Forbes with the rebound. For San Antonio, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room with the break. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside DeRozan. Rebound by the Magic. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Fultz. Drills the elbow jumper. Fultz has got the lead up to 2 now for Orlando.
And, Fultz has a nice feel for when to let the mid-range J go. I mean, showing a real desire to make this a deadly part of his game.
And we just finished the 3rd quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the 4th quarter could have even more action in store for us. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. And so in the game for the Magic, Gordon and Bamba, the combo inside. DJ Augustine out there with Terrence Ross, and it's Isaac in at the small forward. Now here is Augustine. Pass to Ross. Over Gay. Ross, that's good. Ross has got his first bucket in this one.
Feasting on the leftovers, eating big time. Ross stepping inside the arc and making it happen.
And here's DeRozan. The shot misses, and Orlando will come the other way. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Now Augustine. For the 3. He can't get it to go. San Antonio trailing here. On the wing, DeRozan. He's covered by Isaac. That one good for 2.
Rudy Gay has done it so many times throughout his career. Big shots at big moments.
Down low. Here's Gordon. And it's Rudy Gay with the rebound.
The fact is he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
They get it again. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Mohamed Bamba.
Sometimes that's all you can do against Aldridge. Be aggressive, be physical, body him up, even if you have to foul him.
He hits the first one, and that gives them the lead.
Yeah, it's kind of neat to see Aldridge take on more of a leadership role. He's somebody the younger guys can look up to.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Myrtle comes in for Rudy Gay, and it's White in for Bryn Forbes. Orlando also making some changes. Vucevic checked in for Mohamed Bamba. Evan Fournier comes in for Terrence Ross, and Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Augustine. And there's the feed to Vucevic. 52 seconds left in the game. Good! A huge shot to tie it up. San Antonio calls timeout. The score is tied at 17. 51 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Nikola Vucevic.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. They trail by 2. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. He kicks to Fultz. Back to Vucevic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, just a perfect shot fake from Vucevic.
Good on the first, and that narrows the gap to 1. And both free throws good for Vucevic.
And he doesn't let the pressure get to him. Cool and confident from the line.
And here's a timeout from Greg Popovich.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dance team.
"27 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Murray. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock.
Got it!
When you look at Murray's development of his inside game, boy, a nice finish that time. The better he is there, I think the better he'll be overall.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 2. 5 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
I don't think they should be greedy here and think about a triple. With this much time left, I'd attack the basket, get a high percentage shot in tight, and take my chances in overtime.
Well, you look at Murray's length and his speed and his footwork, defensive IQ, all of those things allow him to guard multiple positions.
And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.